Okay, Della, looking very good. Okay, I have, let me see, have a JPEG, so I can't draw my guides and do what I like to do, but I think I can get by without the PDF. Um, and then you had a question with the front. Hi, sir. Sir, thank you. Why, thank you. With the front of my poster look better if I use the same texture background for the front as I did on the back. I don't know. It's hard to say because I'd have to see them both right in front of me. And then I could give you some recommendations. I suppose we'll get to that point this week when we turn in our first iteration of the final poster. So we look at this, okay, and then we see, and that just didn't work. That didn't work. So let's just get rid of that. And we look at the first iteration, and I remember my comments on, and you did a great job adjusting and really opened things up. But right now, I'm seeing this phenomenon that I'm looking at three very separate and distinct things. I just this, and this, and it just doesn't appear like they have close association with one another. We can rectify that very easily. What I'm going to recommend is this. Okay, it's going to entail moving this guy again, but I would take this timeline and I would move it down, and so the shape of it is like this right here. Okay, which means you're going to lose most of the bottom of it, but you'll still have those lovely branches. You may have to adjust things a little bit, but what I'm getting at is this. I'm getting at a two-column type. Okay, two columns of type. All right, and then that tree in the timeline is coming up on this column of type, the left column of type. It's going to come up here, and it's just going to encroach that type, and it's going to come down here and just touch that type, and then you'll create a word wrap around that. So this type will have like this, just this bottom of it, word wrapped around this timeline. And maybe, depending on how you center, I mean, I don't think centered would be perfect, but maybe off to the left a little bit. So just, you have that timeline and those wonderful branches coming up like this, and just maybe encroaching on those type blocks, those two text blocks, left and right. At that point, I think you can take a look and maybe think about replacing this somewhere, maybe top center. It depends. You're really going to have to figure out where that fits. Now, as you can see, you don't have to include that image. This didn't include an image. You don't have to include his image. And right now, I think most of the other ones do. Actually, that's just a little tiny image. I'm thinking this is so overpowering right here. I'm wondering if we even need it, Della. See, I'm thinking if we take that tree, we can get this wonderful relationship between the tree and the text, the timeline and the text, to kind of make them appear as one. And but then we have this. So try to think about that. All right, try to think about how you're going to get that tree up and maybe wrap some of your text lines around that tree, and then presenting it in such a way that you think it's a good, nice, balanced composition with two text columns. I don't know if you want to have carry over some sort of a small head, and possibly this could go down here. I don't know. You'd have to feel that out, really feel that out. Right now, it's so overpowering to the composition. And I'm talking about this big red circle, and it's tough. I mean, it's a big red circle. Anytime you put a big red circle in a composition, it's going to overpower everything that's there. I mean, that's just the nature of it. So think about that. Really think about that. I'm wondering if you even need the circle. I mean, we're kind of waving the hat at the country of origin, the heritage, with this wonderful kind of bonsai tree. All right, so just some suggestions moving forward. I hope they're making sense. If not, let me know, and I'll try to clarify. But I think you're doing a great job, much improved, and I think you're almost there. And as far as your question goes in your submission, and let's just take a look at that. If you want to email me, and I can take a look at them together and see if I'll give you my recommendation on whether to use that texture background or not. But without seeing it, I don't want to say. I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction without actually visually seeing it. All right. I'm thinking that those two type blocks, okay, so those two type blocks, take that, duplicate it, one there, got the tree coming up, encroaching on the thing, and a nice drop cap, maybe a 4-line drop cap in that K right there for Kensborough. All right, Good job. Any questions, let me know. Good job. Thank you.